Hey guys, I'm back with a new video. In this video, let us discuss about data types that are available to JavaScript developers. So the topic for this video is data types in JavaScript. Now we have numbers which are just used, and of course they are not just positive non-decimal numbers, but they are also negative numbers or numbers with decimal places like 45.67. So we are talking about numbers. Okay, so we are talking about numbers. So numbers are just read, and of course they are not just positive. As I told you, they are non-decimal numbers as well, but also negative numbers like -3 or a number with decimal places like 45.67. Important point to keep in mind is that the numbers with decimal places, these are called as floats. Now the number without decimal places are called as integers. Like 2, -6, -3, these are integers. And of course, you use the numbers in any code where you want to calculate something, where you just need to work with numbers and carry out some computations and using those values and then make some insights from the derived values. Now sometimes we also need text in our code. For working with text in JavaScript, we have something called as strings. Now let us say you want to display a success message to a user on a successful order on an e-commerce website. So then you are working with text, also called as strings. And it is not called as strings just in JavaScript, but also in other programming languages as well. Now you can create a string by wrapping your text inside single quotes or inside double quotes or within backticks, which are known as template strings as well. Now all these create strings. So these are used to create strings in JavaScript. Now we will cover all these strings in detail in coming videos, so no worries for now. So strings are important for outputting the result, gathering the input. All of these data types come under primitive types. So these come under primitive types, which are atomic types. So they cannot be further disconstituted because they are in the most atomic form available to a developer for use. So these are primitive types. Now if you want to learn more about strings in depth, which we'll definitely cover in this series also, do check out the complete strings crash course. The link for that video is down below this video. I have covered all the possible methods that you would ever need while working with strings, and also as a bonus we have solved 3 logical problems on strings in that video. So definitely check out that video. Now then under primitive types we also have booleans. So we have booleans to represent truthy or falsy values. So truthy and falsy values. Now then we have something called as null and undefined. So this is just a brief intro for data types. I will be covering each individual data type in a separate video, so do check them out as well. Now null and undefined, back to null and undefined, which is a way to say nothing. So these represent nothing in JavaScript. Okay, I will tell you they differ a bit from each other, but in essence they mean nothing only. So if you want to set something to nothing, you can set it to undefined or null. Now then we have something called as symbols. Okay, so this is booleans. This is also a primitive data type, and null and undefined also come under the category of primitive data types. So lastly we have symbols. Now symbols is yet another primitive data type which will give us a guaranteed unique identifier. Guaranteed unique identifier. And that is very helpful when you are trying to come up with a unique identifier inside of an object. So this is all about symbols, which we will cover later in the video. You will understand more use cases, but for now you can understand that it is used in low-level libraries, which we will see in the later video. Now objects. Now we also have something called as objects. If you want to learn more about objects and want to completely demystify objects, I have a separate individual playlist on that as well. The link for that will also be down below this video. Now object is a special data type in JavaScript. Everything in JavaScript is an object. You're gonna understand that when we start to hit methods. Essentially everything in JavaScript is an object. Functions, arrays, dates that we use are indeed objects. So let us keep the momentum rolling, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you liked the video. So now we have discussed these types. Let us dive a bit deeper and discuss each of these types. So thanks a lot, guys.